What is happening? I went to bed last night thinking, oh my god, what is happening? And I woke up today to 10,000 subscribers and now I'm officially screaming, oh my god, what is happening? Hi. How's it going? How are we all doing today? I hit 10K this morning. As you can see, it's clearly nighttime, so I've had the entire day to process this information. I woke up at 5 a.m. to pee, and I checked my phone, and I was at 10K. Now I'm at 10.2K, as you can clearly see right over here. I feel grateful. I feel scared. I feel like I'm gonna shit, vomit, pee, scream, all the above. This is very awkward, as you can clearly see. I kind of just want to start this video off by saying thank you though for 10K, because fun fact about me, I started this channel last year, and at the beginning of this year specifically in January, when I had about 400 subscribers, I made a very weird goal, very spontaneous goal might I add, to have 10K by the end of the year. I said hopefully by my birthday I'll have 10,000 subscribers. That would be pretty cool. Lo and behold, 3 days before my birthday I managed to actually do it. I hit 10K, so yeah, I just want to say thank you though. Like, I know 10K doesn't seem, I keep saying 10K, I'm so sorry. I know it doesn't seem like that big a deal to most, like 10,000 subscribers. I'm still a tiny channel. I'm still a small ass little dude on the internet. So don't expect any like major changes personality wise. I'm not going to become like a cocky little shit or anything. 10,000, that's just like, it makes it just feel so official, you know? It's like, I have this channel and now there's 10,000 people who clicked subscribe and they're interested in what I have to say. I never thought it would come, you know, like having 10,000 subscribers on YouTube in general just feels like such a 1 in a million chance. So to like actually have it happen for me specifically, like, is this real life? Is this something that I deserve? I mean, I think I deserve it. I don't know about y'all. I've already said thank you, but I'm going to say thank you again because like I said, this is really just a very surreal moment. I figured, you know, for 10,000 subscribers, I like to think that I am now officially a proper YouTuber because I have 10,000 people who are tuning in almost every week and almost every video. So I figured for today, to celebrate 10K subscribers, I figured it's time I start opening up to y'all and I start letting you in on my personal life. And there's one thing that I know a lot of people are super duper curious about. Today I figured I'd finally answer that question, and we're gonna be ranking some villagers today. Now hold your horses, we're not gonna be doing every single villager in the game, sadly. Trust, I want to make that video one day where I do every single villager. It's like 400 now. I need time. There are 400 villagers in this game, and my ranking video where I ranked all the NPCs, that took me 2 hours to film, and that was just all the special characters in Animal Crossing. So yeah, best believe I'm gonna need at least a day to record that. For now, I figured let's just do a little villager ranking video for 10K. More specifically, as you can see, I'm gonna be ranking my enemies in the game. We're all curious. I say it every single villager hunt. I have so many enemies in the game. So I figured today it's about time that I share with y'all my enemies. And what better way to do it than to actually rank them? How do I do this again? You've probably seen at least one ranking video, if not mine. You should watch that one. So basically what we're gonna be doing today is ranking my enemies in the game. I've already established that. I don't know why I keep saying it, but before I do that, let's just get into the tiers. I like to give my tiers names, you know, just to really just put an emphasis on each of the tiers. So we're gonna start off with A, B, C, D, E, F. That's the F tier. I properly counted this time. Or I guess technically this is the A tier in this sense because, you know, we're going from worst to least worst. So the A tier, which is actually at the bottom, that's the nevermind LOL tier. I don't know if that's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory to me, but it's basically they were once my enemy, but now they are no longer my enemies, so never mind. Spoiler alert, you're probably gonna be surprised that there's only one who I know for sure is gonna be in this tier, and you're gonna know who it is right away because it's a very obvious one, and they may possibly even be my bestie now. So the next tier is the y'all hear some tier, another self-explanatory one. They are still an enemy, but it's just like, I don't even fucking remember why they're an enemy. They're just there. This is basically the meh tier of this video. I just don't like them. Basically, there's no reason. I just don't like them. The next tier is the ugh tier. This is another one that's a little more like on the softer side. If I ever do see them, I'm still gonna roll my eyes in secret. This is the C tier. This is just no. Just no. That's the best way to explain it. And to the O, no. The next tier, the B tier, is the it's, or I guess the D tier. I don't fucking know, whatever. This is the it's on sight tier where basically if I see them, it's on site. I will fight them. More realistically, I will send someone else to fight them because I think I'm man enough to admit that I can't fight. I can fight. It's just certain people out there, for sure, I can't fight. I will probably get my ass beat, and I'm too pretty to be in the hospital. So I'm just gonna send someone who I know is stronger than me, who will get the job done, and they will beat their asses for me. And then the final tier, the A tier or the F tier in this sense, is the respectfully D word, please. Basically, I don't like to wish the D word on anybody, but in this sense, considering the fact that these are virtual animated characters who don't actually exist, I'm pretty comfortable telling them to go D word. Did that make sense? I hope it made sense. First and foremost, I'm just gonna say right now, it's actually not as long of a list as people may think it is. It's actually only 12 villagers. Here they are, which again, may not seem like a lot, but when you really think about it, 12 separate villagers I have a problem with, and they have a problem with me. In a kid's game, Animal Crossing, especially in Animal Crossing New Horizons, they are the nicest villagers in the game as a whole. If these villagers existed in the GameCube game, because some of them don't, they would definitely beat my ass if it was the GameCube game. So we might as well just get right into it. The ranking video. This is my 10K sub special, yada yada. This is a dumb video. Starting off with Agnes. We all know who Agnes is, and I said earlier when I was describing all the tiers that there's one obvious answer that you're gonna recognize right away. That's Agnes. Fun fact, like, Agnes was a bestie for me at one point before. If you remember the villager hunt where I found her way back when Fallbrook was first created, she was one of the original 10 villagers. She was like a dreamie. Like, I was literally screaming when I found her because I loved her so much, especially in Newly. Like, she's one of my favorite sisterly villagers of all time. So when I learned that this girl was plotting against me the entire time to get me and Wolfgang to break up, you best believe I was mad. Yeah, so Agnes on that day turned into an enemy. And it was a very sad realization for me to have to make her an enemy, but that's just life. Sometimes it's the most unexpected people. It's the most unexpected ones who end up becoming an enemy. But like I said, if you've been watching my recent videos, you would know that that has since changed. We are friends now. She is a bestie. She gave me her photo, which was still a big deal because I don't have any of my villagers' photos on my island except for Sprockets of all people, and I guess Wolfgang's, but that's from a previous island. It's pretty obvious which tier she's in. She's in the Nevermind LOL tier because she's no longer an enemy, so it's all love from here on forth. Who do I want to do next? Let's do a fun one next. Next up we have Peck. It's kind of weird because now that I'm at 10K, there's only like a small percentage of people who have been here since the eldniW days. If you've been here since those days, hey, I know some of y'all, shout out to y'all. Yeah, you would probably know who Peck is because brief history on Peck. He wasn't actually an eldniW original. He was actually one of the first 10 villagers to move into Windle, which was the first island I ever did on this channel. He autofilled, like that's basically what happened. He had autofilled the 10th spot and there was nothing I can do about it. So I was just like, whatever, let's just let him stay until he moves out. This was back in June and he just wouldn't budge. Like he just wouldn't want to move. Every single time a villager had a thought bubble, it was not Peck. It was a different villager. Even Wolfgang. Like, I found Wolfgang in September. Even he had a thought bubble at one point before Peck. And I was like, excuse me, sir. And just in general, he just pissed me off. Like, every single day, like, this idiot just, like, he just exists and he just looks like that. And he just always comes up to me and says, like, the stupidest shit. Like, I'm trying to have a meaningful conversation with this dude. And he's just like, I lift weights, you weak little shit. Fuck you. Like, that's basically our conversation. So I just hated Peck so much. And best believe the day when he finally moved out, best day of my life. I went into a full-on party. I did a villager hunt when after he moved out and it was great. I found another great villager on that hunt. So I was like super happy to finally see him leave. Cut to eldniW, my second island, arguably one of my best islands of all time. Across every single Animal Crossing save, eldniW is up there. It's like one of my top 3 saves. This was, I believe, like the second villager hunt I did this year. I think it was like a 10 ticket challenge and I was like, you know, if I don't find anybody with these 10 tickets, I'm gonna autofill like I always do. And this was the first instance where I like deliberately chose to autofill. It ended up being Peck. Arguably the worst day of my life this year. That happened back in February and it's still up there for one of the worst days of my life. I hated Peck so much. And Peck, god damn, let me just say, if you've been here since the eldniW days, you would remember how much of a nuisance this little shit was. Not just to me. Every single villager on my island had problems with him. Even his best friends like Lionel and Coco, those were his best friends, but he was getting into fights with them too. And it was just like, damn, like who fucking raised you to just be such a stupid little thing. If your favorite villager is Peck, by the way, I'm so sorry. Y'all will probably remember Festival. Oh my god, that was like literally the first like time I ever started doing the whole drama shit. That video, I was just going in on Peck, how he was giving me such a hard time at Festival. The dude just kept harassing me and coming and following me. Pretty obvious where he is going. He is going in the It's on Site tier. Even though I have reset eldniW, like if I ever see Peck, just know I will fight him. I'll probably bring him onto Fallbrook just so I can fight him. I need a punching bag, okay? Life is stressful. Ooh, let's do a little throwback. We're gonna do Opal next. Opal's gonna be like one of the first ones that is just like, why? You know, like why would someone not like Opal? Look at her face. She's pretty cute. I don't understand the hair choice, why she just has like the bang and like nothing else, but that's just my complaint with like the elephant villagers in general. Why does their hair just stop like right here? Are they not able to grow hair at the back of their head? Eloise as well, like she only has hair at the front, and like any other elephant villager, I swear none of them have a full head of hair. Nintendo, what's up with that? Is there a genuine reason behind that, or was it an aesthetic choice? But yeah, Opal, I said it was a throwback because this actually comes from the City Folk days. I played City Folk when I was like 9 years old. I was a child. I was literally like this tall. I don't really remember much from City Folk like as a whole. I know that like most days I played, it was just me fishing. Like that was the main thing I did. I just loved to fish in that game. The way I played City Folk was very much how a child plays the game. Just remember that I'm a child. But Opal, oh lord, I remember Opal. I remember her so much. I don't remember which town I had her in, because I had a lot of towns in City Folk. I used to reset the game like every month. It was quite funny. And she was like in one of those towns, and like she moved in after me. God damn, like I don't remember much from those days, but I just remember her being such a nuisance to me. There was like just so much shit she was saying towards me. She would always like critique me. She'd be like, you're such an ugly little shit. Oh my god, who dressed you? You walked out of the house looking like that. Like all this dumb shit. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm 9 years old. Who speaks like that to a 9-year-old? Granted, I probably would. But like, god damn, you know? And like nowadays, like Opal, I haven't seen her in a while, and like I'm pretty sure she's grown, she's changed, she's probably gone to therapy, let's be honest. I'm pretty sure she's like doing a lot better nowadays than she was like, what, 10 years ago? I just know that I still don't like her. I'm sorry, I still don't like, I don't remember why, I just know that I don't like her. So it's pretty safe to say, even though she's up there on like my enemies list, I'm gonna have to put her in the y'all hear some tier, because honestly, I don't remember why I don't like her, but there is a specific reason. There's a specific reason why I decided she was an enemy. She was actually the first enemy I ever made in the game, fun fact. So she has a special place in my heart. That was the day when I learned how malicious this game could actually be. Which one of these lovely folk am I gonna critique and shit on next? Ken. Ken is an enemy to me, believe it or not. I have briefly touched on him before. I remember finding him in a villager hunt, and I feel like I did explain, like briefly, I said that there was some history between us. I don't think I've been like super clear though what the history was. Like he's I don't know if I want to say this out loud. He's an ex-boyfriend. I actually didn't know that Ken was a villager in the game until this game. He was in Windle. He was my campsite villager specifically on Windle. So he's one of the first, one of the OGs of Windle. And oh my, did I fall into his trap. Ken is a heartbreaker. That's the best way to put it. He can ruin a man's life without trying. And I was one of the victims of his malicious ways, sadly. He literally pushed me over, stomped on my neck, spat on me, and shoved a stick down my throat and left me there to die. And when I woke up, I still ran to him because I was simping. Ken ruined my life in the worst way possible. I said this was gonna be a dumb video, y'all. Shut up. Just know, literally every time I think about him, just know. I just remember the trauma from the early days of Windle. Like, I almost reset Windle because of this man, okay? But in a real note though, like, Ken is a great villager. Angry Coconut lore aside, like, he is very underrated as a villager, especially for a chicken. He's a great design. He's also blue, so... Let's throw it back once again. We're gonna do Carlos, aka Beef Sheep. I call him that because he just looks like beef. Now, listen, I said I have 3 favorite saves of all time. One of them being eldniW, the other one being Fallbrook. Actually, Fallbrook is another one of my favorite saves. Third one was actually, I still remember to this day, I got New Leaf back in 2015. I was 16 years old. I got it at the end of the year for Christmas. I still remember this town. It was my second ever New Leaf town. I reset like in March of 2016 and I got a fun little town. It was a nice little town for the springtime. And Carlos was one of the original 10 villagers. You start off with 5 in that game and then they move in. He was, I think, the 6th or 7th villager to move in. Oh my God, this man. This is the first instance where he didn't directly affect me, but instead there were 3 sheep residents. So we had Carlos, we had Wendy, and we had Willow. Oh my God, this man was a fucking player. He was clearly in a relationship with Willow. I said like I knew Animal Crossing was trouble in city folk, but this was when I learned the true colors. Do not disturb, shut up. I have to like fucking rant. This was when I learned how malicious this game could be and how fucking messy these villagers were. The New Leaf villagers were so messy in the best way possible. This was one of the features that I missed the most from that game. The villagers used to gossip. Perfect example, Miss Willow being like, don't Rold and Aurora seem like a cute couple? They used to gossip about each other in New Leaf. They'd be like, oh my God, these people are so close. They would be like, oh my God, they seem so close. They might be dating, blah, blah, blah. Everyone would always say that about Carlos and Willow. It's taking me too long to get to the fucking point. We have Wendy. Now, the gossip about Wendy was that her and Willow hated each other. They hated each other. They would always fight. Every single time I talked to one of the villagers, they'd be like, oh my God, bitch, I just saw fucking Wendy and Willow fight. They got into the biggest argument of all time. Tell me why a few weeks later, the villagers start gossiping saying, hey, Carlos is really, really close with Wendy, don't you think? And then that's when I, being, you know, the 16-year-old messy little me, put 2 and 2 together and realized Carlos is a 2-timing little shit. He was seeing Willow and Wendy at the same time, knowing damn well that those 2 did not like each other. Even though he didn't directly affect my life, Wendy is my fucking girl, okay? And so is Willow. Just know that if I ever do see Carlos again, though, it is on sight. Honestly, he makes me more angry than Peck. Let's have another little fun one. Why don't we do Cheese Rat? We all know who Cheese Rat is. He who shall not be named by his real name, aka the campsite villager on Fallbrook. Boy, oh boy, do we all know my history with Cheese Rat. Surprisingly, believe it or not, I actually do like mice in real life, not rats. I like mice. I think mice are adorable. They're a cute little animal. Rodents in general, I don't know. I have a soft spot for them. I think it was Over the Hedge that ruined them for me. I like mice, but mice villagers in Animal Crossing, they're cursed. Except for Petrie. She's the one exception. What is wrong with this one? I don't get it. He has such an aura that makes you want to fight him. More specifically, I want to put him in my oven and just watch him melt. You know, like that's what it is. I just want to watch him melt. I want to watch him suffer. Like he needs to suffer. That's what it is. It's just, look at that face. I see that face and I just want to smack him. A mouse made out of cheese. I think that is such a genius design. I always like the villagers that are kind of like either food themed or just like a nice little pun, like Petrie, who's a lab rat. Cheese Rat, on the other hand, such a genius idea. But why did they fumble the bag so hard and design him to look like that? I just don't understand it. Like, why is he so ugly? I know I'm always just like, stop hating on the ugly villagers, blah, blah, blah. Give them a chance. I did give him a chance, okay? In New Leaf. Believe it or not, I had him in a New Leaf town too. It sounds like I bullshit though every time I'm like, oh, I had him in New Leaf. Oh, I had him in City Folk. Like, y'all need to realize I was resetting New Leaf and City Folk so often. Maybe I'll reset it once again for a video if y'all would like to watch that. Let's be honest. Third Cheese Rat. I just want him to D-word. That's what it is. Respectfully, please just D-word. Okay, so we all know who Lopez is. He was, once again, an ex-boyfriend. And this is another one that's actually quite surprising that he's an enemy. Because like I said, I did have him in New Leaf. That's when we were together. But, you know, like in New Leaf, he was like a pretty chill villager, I would say, overall, before we got together. He was nice. He was cool. This man was going around being such a nuisance to not just me, but all my friends on the island. Like, who did I have on that town? Like, I had Freckles. Oh, God. This dude, I'm pretty sure Freckles did move out of that town. I think it had something to do with Lopez. Let's be honest. Lopez was just a nuisance, a freaking nuisance. And now I have him on Fallbrook. I thought it would be so cute, you know? I thought I was being a little messy little shit, bringing another ex-boyfriend. It backfired on me. That's all I have to say. It just backfired because this dude is causing so much trauma. Oh my God, not just to me, but I have to show this little drama update right here. Speak of the little shit himself. He has to be on the loading screen. He was someone that I considered to be a friend at one point. So for him to now just be He's such a nuisance to not just me, but to Poppy. Of all villagers, what did Poppy do to deserve this? I just don't get it. All day, this man was contemplating to move. He wanted to move out because of the shit that Lopez was putting him through. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera so much. He was like that all day. Even when I save and quit and came back into the game, he was still thinking, which was very clear that he was going to ask to move out. Lopez is a little shit. Fuck him. That's all I want to say. Just know it's on site. Pretty safe to say that like these are probably 5 of the worst villagers in my opinion. 5 of the villagers who I definitely have beef with. Let's do Hippo next. I think Hippo is one of those villagers who I only just don't like because he's ugly. I don't know, he just makes me uncomfortable. The way he looks like Shrek, but like if you had to draw Shrek from memory, that's what he looks like. Shrek is a lot uglier in our heads than he is in real life. Like the actual character of Shrek himself, like let's be honest, he's not that ugly. Is that weird for me to say out loud? Shrek isn't that ugly, but Hippo is. Honestly, I just don't know how I feel about him. He makes me uncomfortable just with his presence. I had him in a New Leaf town. I think I've talked about it before, but like there's no real reason why I don't like him other than the fact that he's just ugly. I think for that reason, he's probably going to be the only villager in the ugh tier. He doesn't do anything wrong, but like every time I see him, I roll my eyes, you know? I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to deal with his ugly ass. That's what it is. I saved these 4 villagers for last for a very specific reason, because these I would say are my top 4 enemies in the game as of right now. We might as well just go down the line starting from 4th and ending with, you know, 1st place. I have never seen Raymond in my entire life ever since I learned of his existence. I've had the game since March of 2020. I was one of the first of many people to actually play the game. I pre-ordered it, you know, I was one of those ones. Yeah, and when I learned of Raymond being a villager in the game, I knew that there was going to be trouble. Now listen, I've said before, I don't understand the hype for him. When I did see him, I was like, oh, he's definitely gonna get the Marshall treatment or the Rosie treatment. Y'all remember the City Folk days when Rosie was the fan fave? I just don't trust this dude. He looks like he commits crimes. Tax fraud, war criminals, embezzlement. On top of that, he just looks like he would fight you for no reason, you know? He looks like a gaslighter. He gaslights for sure. He just gaslights you. Even when you didn't do anything, he will still gaslight you. He'll come up to you and you just want to slap him. I don't trust Raymond. I'm so sorry to say this. Like, I've never seen Raymond, but he is an enemy. Mark my words. The day I see Raymond, that's it. The Animal Crossing community will be shooketh the day I meet Raymond for the first time. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. Especially with Happy Home Paradise. Happy Home Paradise, which by the way, oh my god, I found Shino in Happy Home Paradise. Can I share that real quick? We need a change of scenery. It's the girl herself, Miss Shino, and obviously I did a good job. I gave her the house that she deserved, and here she is singing Bubblegum KK. Legends only. But Raymond, on the other hand, is not a legend. Me and the homies hate Raymond. If I see Raymond, it is definitely on site. I will fight him. Yep, that's happening. So let's move on to 3rd place, which has to be Olaf. This little piece of garbage. Garbage. He was on the same town as Lopez. I already had to deal with Lopez's bullshit, and now you're telling, when Olaf moved in right behind my fucking house. Right behind my house. He had to move right behind this was my house. This was Olaf's house. He was literally over here. Like, who the fuck decides that? I'm the mayor. Why are you in my backyard? He just, like, why? Just why? Like, to this day, he moved out of that town. Thank God he moved out of that town. But don't even get me started on who replaced him. Olaf was so annoying. He was just so annoying. He made me mad. He made me so mad. Like, every time I think about this little piece of shit. It started. He moved right behind my house. Not only that, he was in front of the fucking roost. I put the roost behind my house on purpose. Like, my house was here. I put the roost, like, over here. Why was he blocking me from Brewster? He cock-blocked me from Brewster. I don't accept that. It is a homophobic act. I don't know why I smacked my microphone. I'm so sorry. I just realized I was not speaking into the right side of my microphone. Oh, God. The audio was probably off this entire time. Oh, well. I don't like Olaf. That's what I'm trying to say. D-word. Just D-word. He can D-word. Please. D-word. I want him dead more than I want Chatter dead. Like, ugh. Every time I see him, I just want to fucking fight him. The day that Olaf moved out was a really monumental moment in my career. It was a lovely, lovely day. Until Dina replaced him. I thought Olaf moving out was gonna be the start of a new era, a peaceful era, a lovely time on the town, and then Dina moved in. And we all know the story behind Dina. I could probably just like play the footage right here. Boom. Basically, your town plaza, which is essentially like your resident services. The only difference, there's no town hall, but instead of town tree, I decorated my plaza. Cute, very foresty, very like cottage core. I had like a bunch of trees, and like, let me tell you something about New Leaf. I fucking love that game. Decorating your towns in New Leaf, so annoying. You only get one tree a day. You only get 2 bushes a day. Problem is that once you plant said trees or bushes down, you can't dig them back up or move them. So it took me a very long time to decorate my town plaza the way I wanted to. I had a vision, and that vision came to life, and then Dina's stupid ass one day decided to plop her fucking house right in front of my fucking plaza. Destroyed my trees. Dina said deforestation. She hates trees. That's fucking Dina's house. She moved in. I went through my photos again. This is the day she moved in. Look, she destroyed my town. She moved right there. My plaza is right behind that tree over there. Do you want to fucking know what I did as soon as she moved in? I wrote this. I said, listen, villagers, Dina has just moved in, but from here on, she is canceled. You are not to ask why. This was in 2019. I was about to turn 20 years old, and this is how I acted in my Animal Crossing town. I've always been a dramatic bitch. Here's more proof of Dina being annoying. She said, sorry to be a bother, but could you please bring me a piece of fruit if you find one? Any kind is fine. We're standing right in front of a fucking pear tree, and she's telling me to get her a piece of fruit. That little shit is all I have to say when I see her. Literally, she makes me so mad to this day. I don't like Dina. But honestly, I don't want Dina to die, because I feel like that was years ago. Let's be honest. I've grown. I turned 22, Taylor's version, in 3 days. I think if I do see Dina once again, even though I always yell at her every time I see her in a villager hunt, if she were to like autofill onto my island or on the next island, if she's one of the OGs, maybe I'll give her a chance. Maybe. Now that I can control where she lives and she can't just put herself where she pleases. Maybe this is me realizing that Dina isn't an enemy, but I'm gonna have to give her a chance. She is an enemy for now. Maybe I'm willing to forgive Dina. Like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I am willing to forgive Dina, but in the future. So I think for now, I'm just gonna put her in the ugh tier. If I see her, I will roll my eyes. I'll probably cuss her off, but I am willing to forgive Dina. Let's just say that. I'm open to it. And now we have the final one. And I think it's pretty safe to say where this one belongs. Shall I just put him where he belongs? I'm just gonna put him right where he belongs, in the trash. He's going right up there. Front and center. Yeah, that's it. Oh my god, what the hell was this video? No idea, but for anybody wondering who my enemies are in the game, there they are, ranked and fully loaded. Probably says a lot about me as a human being, and I'm at peace with that. Also, if I were to ever be studied in a lab, this will definitely be used as evidence for the diagnosis of many issues regarding myself. Sometimes I just say the stupidest shit alive, and I just go with it. I'm basically Blathers. I open my mouth and I say 10 words when 2 will do. I hit 10,000 subs, and look at me. This is what I'm doing now. The first video as a YouTuber with 10,000 subscribers. That's the end of this video. So once again, thank you for 10,000 subscribers. It is still so surreal to me that that's happened. I don't know what else to say. I don't have much else to say. If you like the video, comment down below whatever you want to comment down below. And most importantly, subscribe. Okay, bye.